श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think can start. I made you co-host because I'm driving outside, so I won't be able to share the screen.
Okay, Mataji. Actually, here also there is no light.
Okay. So whosoever is willing to share the screen, I'll make them co-host.
I'll share because I'm using the hotspot of my tab.
Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. Who is willing?
Mataji, I'll do it. 1 minute. Mataji, which text was it?
I think we have to read third text now.
Okay. Just a minute. It is taking a lot of time to on.
Yeah, I think on hotspot it will take some time. Somebody else
Yes,
is willing.
Mataji.
Mataji, may I?
Yes,
Uh, yes, I'll make you co-host, Rachita. Just a minute.
Okay, Mataji.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm driving. Yes, you can share now, Rachita.
Rachita Mataji, just wait. It started. I'll share it.
Yes, you can start.
Rachita Mataji, it's text 3. Can you scroll? Uh, I can't see the translation, Mataji. Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. Translation. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service: being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non devotees, and following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Purport: devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical. Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11 has defined devotional service as follows: अन्यभिलाषित शून्यम ज्ञान कर्मादि अन्वृता अनुकूलेन कृष्णनु शीलानां भक्तिरुत्तमा. Uttama Bhakti or unalloyed devotion upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna involves the rendering of devotional service in a way that is favorable to the Lord. In devotional service, this devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive and devoid of rotative karma, impersonal jnana, and all other selfish desires. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of spirituality does not mean sitting down idly for meditation, as some pseudo yogis teach. Such idle meditation may be good for those who have no information of devotional service, and for this reason, it is sometimes recommended as a way to check distracting materialistic activities. Meditation means stopping all nonsensical activities, at least for the time being. However, not only puts an end to all nonsensical mundane activities, but also engages one in meaningful devotional activity. Srila Prahlada Maharaj recommends Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Processes of devotional services are as follows. First, hearing the name and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Second, chanting his glories. Third, remembering the Lord. Fourth, serving the Lord's feet. Five, worshipping the deity. Six, offering obeisances unto the Lord. Seven, acting as the Lord's servant. Eight, making friends with the Lord. Nine, surrendering oneself fully to the Lord. Shravanam or hearing is the first step in acquiring transcendental knowledge. One should not give oral reception to unauthorized persons, but should approach the proper person as recommended in Bhagwat Gita chapter 4 verse 34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadeshyanti ye jnanam jnani tattva darshinam. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquiring from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. It is further recommended in the Mundaka Upanishad, Tadvinyanartham Sagurunam Iva gacchati. To understand that transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method is submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on mental speculation. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahma, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. This is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. CC Madhya 19.151. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entities who are by nature Anandamaya, pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness. But not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When a good fortune one comes in contact with a pure devotee and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such
After
an opportunity.
after the paragraph, you can explain once.
Okay. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. Till now, the purport says that there are nine processes of devotional service, which are recommended by Srila Prahlad Maharaj, that are hearing the name and glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, chanting His glories, remembering the Lord, serving His feet, worshipping the deity, offering obeisances unto Him, acting as the Lord's servant, making friends with the Lord, and surrendering oneself fully unto the Lord. Shravanam or hearing is the first step of acquiring transcendental knowledge, but not by any unauthorized person, but a proper person, as recommended in Bhagwat Gita chapter 4 by 34th verse. Then even in Mundaka Upanishad, it is said that if you want to understand transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. And this method is submissively receiving the transcendental confidential knowledge, not by mental speculation. And it is said that only the fortunate people come in contact with the pure devotees and begin to follow the path of devotional service.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Next can continue. Anybody is there today for presentation? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Anybody is presenting today?
I don't know, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah, somebody can continue next.
Mataji, shall I?
Yes, Mataji, you
Yes.
can.
One should accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action, but action for whom? The answer is that one should always act for Krishna. Krishnata Khila Chesta Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In all phases of life, one has to perform devotional activities under the direction of spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all pervading. Therefore, nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagwat Gita 9.4. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani na chaham teshvavastitha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present we are using a dictaphone. The materialist who invented this machine intended it for businessmen or writers of mundane subject matters. He certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in God's service. But we are using this dictaphone to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combinations and interactions of the 5 basic types of material energy named Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu and Akasha. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain, as well as the ingredient, was supplied by Krishna. According to the statement of Krishna, Matstani Sarva Bhutani, everything is depending on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be devoted in his service. Mataji, could you scroll? Endeavor executed with intelligence and Krishna consciousness is called utsaha or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation but practice action in the foreground of spiritual life. These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, this Krishna conscious movement has started single-handedly, and in the beginning there was no response. But because we continue to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement, and now they are eagerly participating. One should not be impatient in discharging devotional activities, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience, depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities require both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offsprings from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence. As already explained, one should not be idle but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulator principles. Tat karma pravartana. Neglect of the regulator principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna conscious movement, there are 4 basic regulator principles: forbidding illicit, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tat Karma Pravartanat. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti. In addition to these 4 prohibitions, Yama, there are positive regulative principles, Niyama, such as the daily chanting of 16 rounds on Japamala beads. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tat Karma Pravartana, or varied engagement in devotional service. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmis, jnanis, yogis and other non-devotees. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotees about the general principle of Vaishnavism as well as the general routine activities of the Vaishnava, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangha Tyaga e Vaishnava Achara. Characteristically, A Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottama Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulator principles laid down by the previous acharyas. The six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhattar Goswami, and Sri Raghunatha Bhattar Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulative principles of spiritual life. Devotional.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you explain the paragraphs?
Yes, ma'am. I'll try to.
Yeah. Okay. Should I scroll up?
Yes, yes. Ma'am. From okay. So endeavor. We should always perform Krishna consciousness with enthusiasm, which is called Utsaha. Utsaha means endeavor executed with intelligence and Krishna consciousness. And
how we have enthusiasm for materialistic activity, similar enthusiasm should be there for the spiritual activity also.
Yes. So when we do something with enthusiasm, we can be successful in whatever we do. Similarly, if we apply that in our spiritual activities, that will culminate in the success of our devotional service. And everything must be executed with patience. So we should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness, and we should have the confidence that Krishna will surely protect and help for the successful execution of devotional service. An analogy given here is when a newly married girl who expects offspring from her husband has to be very patient in the beginning to get one in the future. They should be patient as well as confidence in devotional service, which can bring success in what they are doing. Mataji, could you scroll a little bit? Yes, and idle. One should not be idle. In devotional service, it does not mean we should be idle meditation. We should do the action by following the 4 regulative principles, which is forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. Because if we neglect this regulative principle, it will be an obstacle for our journey in the devotional service. So we should faithfully, we should do all these devotional service with following all these regulative principles. Yama and Niyama, positive regulative principles like chanting daily chanting 16 rounds on the Japamala is called Tattat Karma Pravartana. And then we should decline the worldly association of we should decline the association of worldly people or non-devotees, as if we get associated more with the devotees, we will be able to talk and do so much about Krishna, which will enhance our devotional service. So devotional service means transcendental activities, and so on the transcendental platform there is no contamination by the modes of material nature. That is called Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness. And in the Krishna consciousness we require, I think we did not read that much devotional service.
No, you read till this the 6 Goswamis.
Yeah, I completed the 6 Goswamis. From devotional service we have to continue.
Yeah. Anyone else?
1 second, okay. I'm not very good at explaining, so if I did something wrong, I'm really sorry.
No, it was good, Mataji. Like we all are learning, right?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, may I?
Yes, Mataji, you can.
Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the three modes of nature, material nature. This is called Visuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness or goodness free from the from the contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna conscious movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 a.m. and attend Mangala Aarti or morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtana, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily, which is called Satovritti, or following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. So in this paragraph, that also they have mentioned devotional services, namely the Mangala Aarti, the reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirtan performance, and many such activities which are held 24 hours per every day per day. And so this is known as Visuddha Sattva. So these are mode of pure goodness. So ISKCON is following the footsteps of the previous acharyas. Mataji, should I read the next paragraph?
Yes, Mataji, you can.
Hare Krishna. If one strictly follows the advice given in the verse by Srila, Mataji, could you just scroll up? Okay. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of unwanted persons, following the regulative principles, and remaining in the association of devotees, one is sure to advance in devotional service. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulence by the advancement of fruitive activities, and the desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections, are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly callous to such non permanent activities and turn his intention instead to the regulative principles of devotional service. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Ya Nishtha Sarva Bhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Samyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisa Pasyato Mune. What is the night? What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self control, and the time of awakening for all beings is a night for the introspective sage. Should I read the next paragraph?
First, explain this, Mataji.
Okay, just scroll to that paragraph, Mataji.
1 minute.
Srila Rupa Goswami advises us to be enthusiastic, being confident, patient, and to give the association of unwanted people, to not be with those people who are not Krishna conscious. And if a devotee follows the four regulative practice, so and advice is given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, is the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulence by advancement of fruitive activity. Here it is it's stating the by expecting for fruitive results from the activities performed, it does not give us happiness. So people who get up at 3 a.m. in the morning or 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning are self-controlled people when it is a night for all normal people. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll continue.
Yeah,
What
sure.
is night for all beings is a time of awakening. For the self-control in a time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. Engagement is a devotional service of the Lord in a life in the soul of the entity, living entity. It is the desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about his, and one has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, or mystic endeavor, will never eat any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in a path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal, but attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in supreme austerities for other purposes are not purified in their mind despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It is further stated in the 10th canto, although mental speculation and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, and they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. In Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures Arjuna, Katanya Praji Prajajantiti Name Bhakta Prashyanti. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perish. Again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says. So here in this para, it is all about the engagement is a devotional service that is between the Lord and the living entity, and so it is a desired goal, as well as it is a supreme perfection of human life. So one has, it means that one has to be confident whatever the task he is doing other than the devotional service, either it be a mental speculation of fruitful work or either it be a mystic endeavors. So in the 10th canto, the Srimad Bhagavatam says that one must be calmly convinced that what we have given up the devotional service to engage, we must not be purified in our minds. And in the further in the 10th canto, here also says that although the mental speculator or fruitive activities may perform great austerities and penance, but it still may people fall down because they do not know about the lotus feet of the Lord. So the devotees of the Lord, however, never in this case fall down. So at last the son of Kunti, the Krishna says, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna says to Arjuna that, O son of Kunti, declare its body fly that my devotee never perish. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Next, yeah.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or
You have to continue with the shloka.
okay, again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Neha bikarmana susti pratyavyayo na vidyate swalpam apya asya dharmasya prayate mahato bayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this part can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once having begun, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagements out of fear, out of sentiment, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and thus begin the preliminary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss in his on his part. On his part. On the other hand, what is gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to his varna and ashrama, but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is ahai tuke apartitha. It is not the effect of any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause or permanently curtailed by any material interruptions. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should be very interested in the activities of the karmis, yagnis, and yogis. There are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors. Philosophical speculators and mystic yogis, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed. As confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse, all the good qualities of the demigod manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service, because a devotee is not interested in any material activity. He does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on a platform of platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he so-called yagni, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains Duratma, or cripple-minded person. According to Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 13th shloka, Mahatmanastu mapata daivim prakritim ashritam bhajante ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Since all the devotees of the Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take the path of the karmi, yagni, or yogi. This is called utsahan. Utsahanishcha dhairya tat karma pravarditat, means enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you explain?
Yes, so long.
So this is nothing but automatically, if you are doing a devotional service, everything else will fall into place. Okay, and at the end, it concludes with you should all do with a lot of enthusiasm, whatever the devotional service you're doing to the Lord. The rest of the things will fall into place. Okay. Yeah, anything to add? Yes, you people can add it.
Mataji, in the para it is written over there. The people do not know.
You're not audible properly.
Now I'm audible, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, in the above para it was written, the people do not know the lotus feet of Krishna. What does it mean?
Who are not devotees.
Okay.
Mataji, I have a doubt, Mataji, in the last paragraph. I didn't understand it properly.
Wait a second, I'll explain this one. Yeah, if you are under the protection of the supreme potency, you cannot deviate the devotional service. That is only the thing which is saying. And you can also become Kami, Yajna, Yogi by doing these regulatory principles. And um, these regulatory principles can help in devotional service very much.
Yes. See, it's like Krishna's mercy means you are fully vaccinated. Certain,
Yes, Mataji.
yeah, you will not be, you'll be fully protected. We can take example of polio virus. Indian immunization schedule, you don't report any polio cases. Smallpox was there, you don't report any smallpox cases. So something like you're totally immune actually. Once you're not immune, you're immune, then no diseases will come to you. So similarly, once you're totally into the devotional service, you'll take up everything with enthusiasm because all your senses are engaged in pleasing to the Lord. So likewise, you will execute all the regulative principles, four regulative principles, which are required for to be a true Vaishnava. At the same time, you will do all the services without any hindrance and with the patience and a lot of confidence. So likewise, one can advance in devotional service without any inhibitions or hindrance.
Mataji, can I stop the screen share?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Everybody is ready with presentation. Some people are having a pending presentation, no?
Mataji, about that, today is the first class for me, Mataji, in this. So I don't know much about it. If anyone could explain me about that, I'll be able to present it by tomorrow for sure, Mataji.
Actually, last before class, I think we have shared few questions for which few people, I think Rachayita, Vaishnavi, and Prasid. These three people, they did the presentation for few questions. And
So the questions from that PDF, Mataji, which was sent.
apart from that, I don't know, somebody said they will present it next week. Who was that? I don't remember. But anybody is ready with the presentations?
Mataji told that, but she is not there today.
Any one question or how many questions are we supposed to
One
present?
question, a maximum 10 slides, 5 minutes.
Okay.
It means on one question we have to make a whole presentation.
Small presentation, 10 slides PPT, not more than that.
Okay, Mataji. I'll present it by tomorrow, Mataji.
Yeah, I'll also practice
I
regarding
think
this.
tomorrow we can do it. So hopefully, actually, no, all the level 2 and level 3 classes have been cancelled this week, but I don't know the next week. We are all on a Vrindavan Yatra, whether we'll be tired and how it will be. So I thought I'll finish it off.
And even on Monday, there is Ekadashi, right? So
Yes,
3 hours.
Yeah, again, it will be a very, very hectic. So I was thinking I'll finish it off beforehand only. If at all I have to take a off for next week, I will inform beforehand. But mostly I will take. Will not skip, the part. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anything more?
No.
Sorry for the delay on this side.
Mataji, I just wanted to ask one thing. Did Prabhuji tell anything about the poster?
No. Actually, everybody is in a journey. Some people have started on their journey. And Prabhuji has
Okay.
reached Vrindavan. He's busy with the preparations and all. So it is not right on my part right now to ask him. Anyhow, I'll be reaching to Vrindavan day after tomorrow, no? I
Yes,
will,
Mataji.
we have a time. I can show him. If he
Okay.
says okay, then we can circulate it. Okay. Now I can't because everything till everybody 21st evening, maybe by 22nd morning, everybody is busy with the yatra preparation, going there and accommodating and all these things. We have other issues to take care.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Or how's your-
Mataji, could I show my presentation because most of them they haven't seen my presentation.
yeah, you can show now.
Okay, I think it's working now because that at that time I wasn't able. There was a lot of glitches in my internet system. That's why I couldn't present it properly. I'm not going to explain much. I'll just show it.
Yeah, no
It will
problem.
help Sapna Mataji also to understand the format.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
It happens, for me also one pulmonary pathology conference was there, till the time everything was fine. The moment I have to present, my laptop is not working, internet
I
is unstable.
It
Mataji,
happens.
that's
Okay.
what happened in the previous Ekadashi. Till then, my laptop was all perfect, but when I was about to chant for the fourth chapter, it got shut down.
Yeah, it happens.
Mataji, please share the 10 questions in the group.
Okay, I do have the presentation. I mean the PDF. I'll show it.
Yeah, I think Vaishnavi, you can share the questions in the group. Things
Okay,
which are
Mataji,
done,
I
you
will.
can tick it off, and things which are not yet done, you can post only those questions.
Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Just have a look at my PPT. This was my question. What was Duryodhana's duplicity with Bhishma and Guru Dronacharya?
You're not able to see your screen.
Yes, Mataji, it's stuck.
How come I can see my own screen?
But we are not able to see yours.
Okay, I'll
Mataji,
just
this happens sometimes. You just close it and start it again.
I'll stop screen share then. I'll stop sharing. It happens.
Okay. You have to open that. Yes, now it is visible.
Yes, I'll just show it from the beginning.
Yes.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
Mataji.
visible.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, perfect. This was my PPT about Duryodhana's duplicity with Bhishma and Guru Dronacharya. So please do have a look at it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Can you please tell me about this last paragraph?
Last paragraph.
Mm.
So the last paragraph is about the unnecessary, like similarly to the unnecessary plants or weeds are taken out from a paddy ground. Same thing, the Kauravas were compared to that of a weed or unnecessary plant, like Duryodhana, Dushasana, and all the other people on the Kaurava side. And so that religious people like the Pandavas could stay on the field. The Kurukshetra was a religious place where the war was taking place, and which was established by the Lord.
Who is going to pluck out that weeds from that?
Sri Krishna to Arjuna.
Sri Krishna only.
Yes,
Arjuna is only a tool.
yes, that's what I said, Mataji.
Next.
So Paishaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahitam Chamu Vyudham Rupada Putrena Swa Sisyena Dhimata. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by an intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. So, so Duryodhana was a great diplomat. He wanted to was criticizing his guru Dronacharya, who was a great Brahmana commander in chief, who was expert in acts, military services, and he had shared the secret with Draupadi's brother Drishtadumna, who was King Drupada's son, and who was his rival. Dronacharya's rival. So Duryodhana is asking Guru that he should not be lenient towards the Pandavas because it's a war going on against two teams, Kauravas versus Pandavas. So he wanted Dronacharya not to be too lenient on them. That would lead to the defeat of the Kauravas. That is what this shloka was about. So this was it. So Guru Dronacharya had shared the knowledge with Drishtadyumna. So this could lead to the Kaurava's defeat if he was lenient towards the Pandava side. Drishtadyumna took the side of the Pandavas, and it was he who arranged for the military flanks and after learned the art from Dronacharya. So he did not want his guru to be lenient towards the Pandavas because it's a
What
war.
mistake he is alerting to
Uh,
Dronacharya?
Leniency, his leniency towards his
No.
Mataji, could you come again?
What mistake?
He had made a mistake of imparting the military secret to Drishtadyumna, who was King
No,
Drupada.
not mistake. He's saying don't be lenient, and Duryodhana knows that Drishtadyumna has arranged a military phalanx for Pandavas and he's on the side of Pandavas. But why is he taking so lenience, and what is he trying to emphasize here to Dronacharya?
To not to not be too because he loved the Pandavas, so compared to the Kauravas because of the religious nature, because of the tolerance and religiousness, and that is why they were his beloved students, especially
Yes,
Arjuna was his.
that is there. But what is the here? One example we can give, like at the end in the
Mataji, it's just like this because it was Dronacharya's dharma to teach the students who come there. So he taught Drishtadyumna also, knowing that he can kill Dronacharya.
but that is the what is the nature of a true guru.
Teach. Yes, Mataji.
And a great soul, you know. And whereas the same thing when Kamsa came to know that he is going to be killed in the hands of Lord Krishna, what did he do? He has sent so many demons to kill Krishna, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. So indirectly he's saying that you have trained a person who is going to kill you in this war. At the same time, having said and done, those people like the Pandavas are very, very dear to you. So don't be too lenient towards them. So he is warning his guru. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
It is totally against the principles of a Shishya, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Next.
As Mataji said, so he he wanted to point out
You
also
can go to
that.
next.
Okay, next one. As this is what Mataji said in this slide. One second. One second. I don't know why
You
is
can
it.
go to next.
Okay, this one. Tasya Sanjayan Harsham Kuru Badha Pitamaha Simha Nadam Vinadocha Sankham Dadmo Pratapavan. So then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy.
So who blew the conch shell first in this war? Kauravas.
Bhishma Pitama.
Krishna, no, Bhishma Pitama.
So on behalf of Kauravas, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
Next.
One second. So the grandsire of the Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him by blowing his conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion, indirectly symbolized indirectly by the symbolism of the conch shell. He informed his depressed grandson Duryodhana that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. So here, Bhishma Pitama blew his conch shell very loudly, like that of a lion's roar, as a sign that it is Duryodhana's defeat. He wanted the Pandavas to win. He did not want the Kauravas to win because it is dharma versus adharma. But as a Kshatriya, it was his duty to fight, to conduct the war.
No. So here the what do you say? Bhishma Pitamaha is a blessed soul, isn't it? He's the son of Ganga Maya. Okay. And he know what's next actually. He is very damn sure about the loss of Duryodhana. As a part of his duty, he was doing the conch shell and participating in the war, but he is damn sure that Kauravas are going to lose this war. So just to upkeep the morale of Duryodhana, he is blowing the conch shell like that of a roaring lion.
Okay.
Ma'am, I do have Mataji, I do have one question. Why Devi Ganga killed the 7 sons before that? Why Devi Ganga killed her 7 sons?
See, every life has certain cycle, no? Actually, the 7 sons are the Saptarshis.
Okay.
So there is a story behind that. They are to be, all those sages have to be killed before they take the next breath. So that is the reason why she killed all the 7 sons,
Okay.
Next.
Mataji, aren't they 8 Vasus?
Only 7, no? 7 sons. 8 Vasus are different,
Okay. Because I heard about the 8 Vasus being killed by Devi Ganga.
7. Shantanu will be the 8th child, no? So that day when she will be coming along with the Shantanu, then what do you say? His father will stop her, Ganga, and there'll be a agreement type of thing between both of them that he will take a vow in front of Ganga that he will never ask her any question, whatever she does. And that particular day, when she was questioned by Bhishma Pitamaha father, then she will leave that place. He'll be the 8th child.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Nice presentations, Rachita. But I think you have to write down 1 or 2 points and you have to elaborate it. Not like writing down the whole puppet.
Okay. I didn't know how to explain it, so it would be, somehow like wrong, where I could go wrong. That's why I taken it from the purposefully.
Yeah, ideally you should practice it little bit. Seeing that you should recollect everything. Otherwise, you can write it down on a piece of paper and you can say seeing also, no issue. But don't try to include it in the PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Just and how many slides overall?
I think 6-7 slides, no, not more than that.
Okay. Thank you so much for seeing my presentation again.
No issue. At least it's nice. Bhagavad Gita is always interesting.
Yes.
You can see it how many times it's possible. Yeah.
So happy journey, Mataji.
Yeah, tomorrow we are coming. No, tomorrow we are meeting again.
No. Matlab, we'll be leaving on 21st, no, Mataji?
Yeah, 21st morning I'm leaving.
Okay. So have a safe journey and please show us the pictures.
No, I'll update my status, everything starting from Vrindavan, from Delhi, then the bus to Vrindavan and the entry of Vrindavan, everything and all, I'll update. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, anybody is getting ready for presentation, Swapna as well as Vaibhav. Okay.
Yes,
Mataji, next week I'll be giving the presentation.
Tomorrow?
Because my practicals are going on right now. It will be till 1 April.
Okay. Fine then. Fine.
Mataji, I'll give it tomorrow. I'll present it tomorrow. Yes.
Somebody can conclude with the Narsimati?
Yes, Mataji, can I?
Yes.
Namaste Narasimhaya नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालाये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गम् दलितहिरण्यकशिपोर्तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Sapna, yes, you can do next time. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya cha Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Thank you, co-host and participant, for your active participation. See you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.